Hey guys, this is Osmeth and this is Oz Tutorials. I kind of wanted to do a little tutorial project for some of my friends who may not have played Attack of the B Team, and also for some of the people who may have played other mod packs and um, haven't played much of Attack of the B Team. It's quite a bit different. There's not a whole lot of you don't have build craft and all that. The basic power source in this one is thermal expansion, so that's what we're going to start with. Today we're talking about Dynamos. And the four dynamos that they have in the game right now. So we'll go ahead and take a look at these. These are basically the four dynamos that are in the game. Right now we have a steam dynamo, a magmatic dynamo, a compression dynamo, and a reactant dynamo. Basically these are the only way to actually produce power in the very beginning. There are some others, but this is some of the easiest and most basic. So, for the first one, we're looking at a steam dynamo. Right here's the way to make it. You need a redstone transmission coil, copper gear, copper ingot, copper gear, copper ingot, redstone, and copper ingot. Turn that off. Don't like it when it rains in my videos. Alright, it likes to rain a lot on anything that I do. So, anyways, to keep it moving, we got the steam dynamo. I showed you the way to make it in here. Now, the steam dynamo uses two things. It uses basically coal or charcoal and water. So, we've got some coal in here right now, and this is where the water would come up. And this is the steam that it produces in order to make the redstone flux, I believe is what it's called. But RF, the power. So what we'll do is we'll add some water. And you can see it turned on. So it's actually producing some RF now. It's a pretty decent amount. Actually, if you look right here, the output right now is slowly dropping because it's filling up. It doesn't have a cell or anything to go to. But the maximum power it can put out is 80 RF per tick. And this is the amount of energy it has stored in it. Basically, as long as you keep it supplied with water and coal, it will continue to create energy. And you can store energy in machines and also the energy cells you see over here. We'll get into that in another episode, storage and all that fun stuff. But that's the easiest dynamo to make right off the bat. You can find coal pretty much anywhere, and it gets you kind of sort of started. The next one's my personal favorite for the most part. It's the magmatic dynamo. Very simple. Once you actually get the stuff to make it, which is the redstone transmission coil, Invar gear, 3 Invar ingots, 2 of the gears on either side, and then a redstone at the very bottom, and it creates the magmatic dynamo. This one's very simple. You find some lava, you toss some lava in there, it's good to go. Very, very easy, and it actually uses quite a bit. Produces a lot of power per lava. So you can actually pipe water in, and this one would be lava. But any of these machines you can pipe it in with the Fluidux and make it pretty easy just to kind of automate itself. Really, really, really good stuff. And on here it's basically the same amount, 80 RF per tick, and it shows you the energy stored. Again, this is one simple thing. It's lava. It makes it really fast, really easy. As long as you have a decent amount of lava laying around, you can actually keep this going for quite a long time. Moving on to one of the ones that I haven't used a whole lot of. I've played with it a little bit. It's a little harder to automate. Not really, but I'm just too lazy to do it most of the time. This is the compression dynamo. And this is how you'd make it. This is the redstone transmission coil. The 10 gears on either side. You need 10 ingots in that V shape, upside down V shape. And you need a piece of redstone that gives you a compression dynamo. Now the compression dynamo uses a fuel and a coolant. Now the fuels, you can have oil, fuel, ethanol, biofuel, liquefied coal, and those are actually all the fuels you can use. You can see right here, I just put some biofuel in it. It was easy for me to come up with. I mean, I didn't have to look for anything. I could obviously, just toss it in there. But again, you can use several different fuel methods. And then on the other side, you need a coolant. Water is the most basic coolant, so that's what we're going to go with. And then obviously you see it start moving up. It's the same amount of power per tick, and it shows you the energy stored. So again, it's not too hard, but basically to automate this, I mean, instead of just using buckets all the time, you'd have to pipe this stuff in. I mean, you'd have to have a pretty good supply of it, which really isn't that hard to do. Again, I've used it before. I'm just too lazy to set it up for the most part in the newer worlds we've been creating. So again, fuel and coolant to make this one work. Now, this is a reactant dynamo, and this is kind of like the top tier one. Apparently, I've never personally used it. I understand it, but it's just, again, I'm just too lazy to put it together. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. It's so much easier just to get things set up for an automated or mostly automated magma engine or magma dynamo. That the rest of these just kind of, it's you end up having a lot of piping around. You end up having all this other stuff, and to me, it's just not worth it. However, a lot of people swear by these, and I will eventually check it out in one of my videos that you guys will see, just to kind of see how it compares with some of the other stuff that I've built. So basically, on this one here, it takes a fuel and a reactant. Did I show you guys what this is made of? No, I didn't. So this one's made of a redstone transmission coil. It's the Tinker's alloy gears on both sides, and then the Tinker's alloy ingots on the upside down V shape, and a redstone in the middle gives you the reactant dynamo. Alright, so this one uses a fuel and a reactant. For this fuel, I've basically used sludge. It comes with other things that you'll find as you play through. You'll get a lot of sludge from different machines and whatnot. So I figured that was just as easy to throw in there. It's one of the lower end, but it works for its purposes. So let's go into the different things. We got fuel. We got energized glowstone, destabilized redstone, biomass, mob essence, sewage, and sludge. The reactants, there's only a few of them. Sugar, gunpowder, blaze powder, and nether stars. Obviously, the sugar is going to be the easiest thing. Gunpowder is not hard, though. And then blaze powders, again, not real hard, but not as common as some of the others. And then nether star, which is, I mean, it's not hard to get once you get that far, but right in the beginning, it's just not very feasible. So we've got sludge on one side, and we're going to add the reactant, and bam, it starts up. Again, you can see the maximum power is still 80 RF per tick, and it's going through this sludge pretty quick because I believe it's only like, I don't know, 1600 or something like that per sludge. It's kind of really not good. The energized glowstone and all that does way better. So, but this is just for showing purposes. So there you go. It's all lit up and pretty. All right, guys. So that's the Dynamos from Thermal Expansion on the Attack of the B Team servers. Go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe if you found this at all helpful. I definitely appreciate it. Also check out C4 Credit and Gunpowder Cash. They have some other stuff up on theirs. And thank you very much for watching.